Good evening, viewers of Hong Kong Free Press. We are here at the deadly Taipo fire at Wong Fuk Court, Taipo, which are blaze broke out this afternoon at around shortly before 3 p.m. this afternoon. And in 5 hours, authorities has raised the fire alarm warning to number 5, the highest in Hong Kong. And it is the first number 5 fire in the city in 17 years. Earlier at a press conference, authorities have said that the death toll so far have risen to 13. I repeat, 13 killed in the fire so far, and over a dozen more are injured and have been sent to hospital. Among those who passed away, among those who died in the fire, is a firefighter, 37-year-old firefighter, surnamed Po. He was found unconscious outside one of the building at the scene, and he was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The head of fire service, Andy Young, told reporters earlier in the day. I repeat, the latest death toll in the deadly Taipo fire is 13 dead, and over a dozen more have been injured and sent to hospital. Authority has been unable to estimate when they can put out the fire, and as we can see, the blaze is still raging and is still ripping through at least 3 buildings, 3 residential blocks in the court, in Wong Fuk Court, which has a total of 8 residential buildings. And all of these buildings are encased in bamboo scaffoldings. The estates, the Wong Fuk Court has been undergoing maintenance construction work for about 2 years now. And then residents told us that it was estimated that the construction was estimated to be completed within the next 3 to 6 months. But a fire broke out this afternoon at around 2:50 p.m. And within 4 hours, the authorities have already raised the fire alarm to number 5, which is the highest in Hong Kong. At an earlier press conference, authorities have said that 13 have died so far in the fire. We are seeing over dozens of fire service vehicles and hundreds of police officers and firefighters at the scene, trying to rescue and trying to fight the fire. We are also informed by the authorities that there are still residents in some of these buildings engulfed by flames right now. And fire service department have urged these residents to shut their doors with wet towels and then keep inside and wait for rescue. I repeat, 13 have died so far in the deadly Taipo fire, which broke out at around 3 p.m. this afternoon. Over a dozen more have been injured and sent to hospital. Among those who died is a firefighter. A 37-year-old firefighter who belonged to the Sha-Tin fire station, who was dispatched to the scene at about 3 shortly after the fire was reported to authorities. He was found unconscious. He lost contact with his team about half an hour after he arrived and started the rescue operation. And he was found unconscious outside one of the fire buildings at about 4 p.m. He was rushed to the hospital where he was declared dead. 13 so far have been reported dead in this Taipo fire, which is the first number 5 fire, the highest in Hong Kong's warning in 17 years. The last time Hong Kong saw a number 5 fire was in 2008 and in Mong Kok, where 4 people were killed. We are seeing scenes of the deadly fire in Taipo in Wong Fuk Court, which has 8 residential buildings in total. All of them are wrapped in bamboo scaffolding because they are undergoing maintenance construction work. and fire has been raging for over 6 hours now. The fire broke out at around 3 p.m. this afternoon, and then 13 have been reported to have died at this in this fire. Over a dozen more have been injured and sent to the hospital. Good evening. If you are joining us now, we are here. We are seeing the scene at Taipo Wangfuk Court, where a deadly fire broke out this afternoon. Authorities have said that 13 have been killed. 13 have been killed in the fire so far, including a firefighter. Uh, Over a dozen more are injured and sent to hospital. Authorities have been unable to estimate when they can put out the fire. Over hundreds of firefighters and police officers have been deployed here in Taipo to help with the rescue operation. And we have been told there are still residents inside the building, and authorities have urged them to remain indoor, to keep their doors shut, close them, and seal them with wet towels, and wait for rescue. 13 have been killed so far in this deadly fire, which broke out around 3 p.m. today, this afternoon. As we can see, the fire is still raging. Plumes of smoke, dark smoke is still rising into the sky. And we can smell the fire, we can hear explosions. And from time to time, we see certain residential units which have a fire that is more visible. And then the service department, the firefighters are continuing to shoot water at the fire, at the blaze, trying to contain the fire. Authorities have been unable to estimate when they can put out the fire. They said that the operation is getting more and more difficult as we go into the night. 13 have been reported to have died, to have been killed in the fire, and over a dozen more have been sent to hospital. You can follow us for live coverage, and we will stay here at this Taipo fire, the first number 5 fire, the highest fire warning in Hong Kong in 17 years. Good evening, viewers. If you are joining us now, we are here at Taipo Wangfuk Court, where a fire broke out about 3 p.m. this afternoon. And authorities have said that 13 people have died in the fire so far. Over a dozen more have been sent to hospital. It is unclear what is the cause of the fire so far. It is unclear what is the cause of the fire. The 8 blocks in Wangfuk Court have been wrapped in bamboo scaffoldings for about 2 years now. And residents told us that the estate, the court, have been undergoing maintenance construction work, which is expected to be completed in the next half a year or so. But this fire broke out and has so far claimed the lives of 13 people. We see dozens and dozens of fire service vehicles and hundreds of firefighters and police officers deployed at the scene, trying to rescue people and trying to fight the fire. We had also told that some residents are still inside the buildings, and authorities have urged the people trapped inside to remain indoor, do not go out, to close the door and seal them with wet towels and wait for rescue. And this is the latest news so far from the ground, from the scene at Taipo Wangfuk Court, where deadly fire had broke out. at about 3 p.m. This afternoon. Follow us for the latest updates.